Fresh off of its recent spending scandal, Ben Carson's Department of Housing and Urban Development finds itself back in the news, and this time it's over honestly a pretty honest admission of a change to the core mission of that department. So first, we're gonna read you what for a long time their mission statement has said for, again, Department of Housing and Urban Development. HUD's mission is to create strong, sustainable, inclusive communities and quality affordable homes for all. HUD is working to strengthen the housing market to bolster the economy and protect consumers, meet the need for quality affordable rental homes, utilize housing as a platform for improving quality of life, build inclusive and sustainable communities free from discrimination, and transform the way HUD does business. So I think a lot of people can look at that mission statement and say, yes, that is exactly what one area of the government should be working on. That is incredibly important, especially when you realize, when you read history, that when it comes to institutionalized racism, housing policy was a gigantic area where that institutionalized racism took place. And that's why we needed a government department like HUD to help to fight back against that. Unfortunately, that's its old mission statement. They just rolled out their new one, and here it is. HUD's mission is to ensure Americans have access to fair, affordable housing and opportunities to achieve self-sufficiency, thereby strengthening our communities and nation. Hashtag bootstraps. So you'll notice there, nothing about inclusivity, freedom from discrimination, any of that stuff that really references the historic mission of HUD. Instead, it is, hey, you can afford your housing and hopefully you'll be able to take care of yourself and make the community better, because we're certainly not gonna take care of you.
Yeah, there's only one reason why you take that verbiage out. Later, a spokesperson for Carson's HUD said, well, no, it's, we definitely believe in inclusion and being against discrimination. Then why did you take it out of your mission statement? If you definitely believe it, why not just leave it in there? Because it's such a proactive move to take it out of the mission statement. If you're writing a new one from scratch, like, oh, hey, we're starting this new cabinet position, housing and urban development, what should be in the mission statement? And you didn't put that in there, I don't think people flip out. Like, some people would make an argument, and I might make an argument that you should have that in there, right? But if you say, hey, you know what, look, this is the core mission, but okay, that's debatable. But you go out of your way to take discrimination out of the mission statement, then yeah, we get to question whether you actually want to stop discrimination or not. So there's two elements, two parts to this. One is, if you want to make sure that people can discriminate in housing, well, what are you going to do if you're the Trump administration? It's Trump 101, it's conservative 101. You're going to get a minority, and you're going to get him to remove the language about discrimination. So that if anyone says, hey, wait a minute, I thought this was to help, different communities in the country, you say, oh, you can't say it, Ben Carson's black, we win, Ben Carson's black, right? I've seen this trick a billion times on Fox News.
Yeah.
All right, Sean Hannity will bring on now 4 black people to yell at other black people. Okay, go, proceed, right? Like, are you on this planet? Have you been paying attention to what's going on? Like, this is not a cute little trick where and then what, are liberals supposed to be like, oh, he's black, so we can't say anything. Okay, whatever Ben Carson says. No, I think you got the wrong liberal, son. So, and then secondly, does Ben Carson actively want to discriminate against African Americans or Latinos? I don't know. But there is one group that I know that he wants to discriminate against, and that's what might actually be driving this, and that's the LGBTQ community. And so he has spoken out against them all the time. And by the way, no one questions Ben Carson's fundamentalism. He is a Seventh-day Adventist and a fundamentalist one at that. And so they have interesting thoughts, you might want to look into it. And if you say, hey, can't discriminate against all Seventh-day Adventists, I'd be the first one on your side, and you shouldn't make assumptions. But Ben Carson has been vocal about his fundamentalist beliefs in that religion. And part of that is saying that gay people in America should not have the same rights as straight people. Yeah. Well, when you're a cabinet official in charge of non-discrimination in housing, and then you take out the words non-discrimination and you say, yeah, it's okay to discriminate, and you're on the record as being pro-discrimination, at least in regards to that community, that's deeply problematic.
Yeah, you can't really blame him for the fundamentalism though. I mean, an angel taught him chemistry. At that point, you pretty much have to believe for the rest of your life. Look it up, it's a true story, he told it. Yeah.
And I gotta just, if you don't know that story, I gotta tell it to you in 30 seconds because it shows you that we have a lunatic that's a cabinet member here. And a person who's like a sick panderer. He has no moral character, okay? He actually did well in school. He became a well-respected doctor, but that didn't play well for his conservative base, who he sells books to and gets paid to give speeches to, gets paid a lot of money to give speeches to. So he had to pretend that he was a dumb black man. Like he said, chemistry, I didn't know it at all, and I couldn't study it, and I was lazy. But I fell asleep. In his story, look it up, in his story, he falls asleep, and an angel comes to him and teaches him chemistry in his sleep. Because a black man can't be smart enough to know chemistry, an angel had to give it to him. Oh, and the conservative right-wing audience, they eat that story up. Look at the dumb black guy who found Jesus and then became better. Here's another $10,000, another $20,000, Ben. Tell me that BS story again. He's either a lunatic who thinks angels come and talk to him in the middle of the night, or he's a sick, pandering, immoral character. The answer, by the way, might be both.
He's also a dangerous, violent black man from his core.
True.
All those things that he's supposed to heap on. Remember, was it his mother? Someone he wanted to attack.
He was gonna hit his mother with a hammer.
So he's naturally a violent, stupid black person who eventually found God. I don't know if he found God before that, but the angel helped him study, and I'm not sure it brought him out of his violent nature.
Yeah, no, it was Jesus in a bathroom. I remember the whole story. And then you remember the famous story where he tried to stab a friend with a knife, but it hit his belt buckle and the knife broke. What a really, you went like this. It happened to hit just the right belt buckle and break. By the way, they asked his friend, they asked all his friends, did that story ever happen? Did he ever try to stab someone, which is a significant crime that, and he said he did it in a school. Did he get suspended in school or out of school suspension? Nothing, it's totally made up because Ben Carson is deeply immoral and goes around pandering to white people who happen to be right wing, not all white people. Of course, the right wing love those BS stories. So then they go, hey, who should destroy housing and urban development? We got the perfect guy. Ben Carson, come on in. Come in here and make sure that we can discriminate and do whatever the hell we want to these folks. Remember, that's what we pay you for, Ben. One last thing.
To wrap up this 30 seconds
go ahead.
of explaining the story. Well, you don't know, but black folks have terrible aim. So he hit right at the belt buckle. It's another stereotype.
I think an angel lightly nudged the knife into the belt buckle.
Okay, and then finally on this story, he says that's okay. He actually does not want to help poor people that much because if he doesn't want them getting used to good things in life, because that'll sap their energy from being able to work harder. Now, I don't know if you remember, just about a week ago, Ben Carson got in trouble for ordering a new $31,000 dining table in his office. Now, Ben, you're on the government dole there. You literally take government money. And I don't want you to get too comfortable in that big government office. Well, I don't know why you got that dining table that looks so nice now. Shouldn't you just make sure that you just eat on the whole table so you don't get too used to the big government money and want to settle in? Seems a little hypocritical. If you like this video, bless your heart. We got a lot more where that came from. We do a full show every day, Monday through Friday. Come enjoy it ad-free by becoming a member, tytnetwork.com/join.